So that really depressed me because I was getting so excited about having the dogs, like their own little area just to go to the bathroom. So we could skip a walk one of the days, whatever.
Yeah.
I can relax out here and not have my mom guard up all the time. Now we're like,
But now what do we do?
now what do we do?
Ugh.
Yeah. So
we'll have the GoFundMe up for Ryan and Kendall's fence.
I know I'm so tempted to ask
If
the,
anybody would like to donate to Ryan and Kendall's fence fund,
please,
send us a message.
Hey there. Welcome to Parties to Playdates. I'm Kendall.
And I'm Jess. We're here to fill your day with warmth and laughter.
Join us as we navigate the chaos and joy of everyday life.
We're all about sharing real life moments with a dash of humor and practical tips.
So grab your coffee and settle in for a cozy chat.
Because here, every moment is a story worth sharing.
No topic is off limit.
And every listener is a friend.
Let's get this party started.
Hey, Kendall.
Hey, Jess.
We're back.
And we're back. Episode 2.
Here we are. We did a double recording today, so
Yes. So
that's why we're wearing the same clothes. You're welcome. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
yes, we do. Thankfully, because I am leaving. She just left for 2 weeks for Italy on a beautiful, magical vacation. And I'm also going to a magical place. I'm taking Mavi to Disney World. Whoop, whoop.
So exciting.
Yeah, and I completely forgot about Disney. I forgot about Monday.
About recording.
Yeah, and I didn't even think about it. I was just like,
well,
but,
when you get focused on getting ready for vacation and you just moved, you had a lot going on lately.
I know, and I was like, at the same time as like checking off things from moving and like making sure everything's done, I was also like making a list to pack again for Disney, and I was like, oh my gosh.
What did they say or do this week while you get a hydration?
Well, speaking of packing and unpacking and the move and stuff, so we moved into this new house, and this was this past Thursday. We've been talking about building a fence, and I was like, we need a fence because this is a street right here, and Maverick runs into it, and he does not listen to me. He listens to Ryan, but during the daytime when it's just me, he's just running into the street. And also, we have 2 dogs and no fence, and granted, my neighbors, a lot of them have dogs, which I love, but they don't put them on leashes.
Oh.
And it really drives me up the wall. Only because Maggie is reactive to other dogs. Dodger, I could care. He's fine. He sings to them because he wants to meet them so bad, which I think scares like owners.
Yeah.
But then Maggie, she's a 50-50 on if she's going to be nice to them or if she's going to try and bite them. So it hurts my heart when I'm like, why is your dog not on a leash? Come on, please. My dog's on a leash. I'm that Karen moving into a new neighborhood. So I was like, okay, maybe we can make like a potty run with a fence like down the side of the house. So Ryan was like, okay. So on Thursday, we go shopping in the morning and we get a bunch of stuff for a fence. And it took us probably 2 hours to figure out exactly what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And so we came up with the idea of doing like those like cattle fences. Instead of it silver, it was green, so it was easier on the eye. And then those just like metal rods that go into the dirt, and like nothing that's touching the house.
Yeah.
Because we're renting, nothing that's going to ruin the grass or affect anything. And so we were out there in the blazing heat, literally like making sure it was exactly like 6 feet off. And then each 5 feet we'd put a post, and then we would have to hang the cattle fence and then tighten it. You know, it was like a lot, right? And so we're doing it, and then we're almost done. Literally, like we had 2 more posts, and then we had to figure out a door situation for the dogs to go in, and then we were gonna also enclose this area so I could come out here and hang out with the dogs and Mav and not worry about anything.
Yeah.
Well, our neighbors were outside, and our next door neighbor came over and talked to Ryan, and Ryan's face literally just went,
dropped.
Yes, like he saw like a ghost, like it was just white, and he was pissed. So lo and behold, I mean, we live in an HOA neighborhood. Did not run through our mind once because people have fences around us, and anything you do to your house, you have to get HOA approved, and you also have to pay every time you even want to talk to the HOA about it. Yeah, and then it's 50-50 if it gets approved. And then if you want a fence, it has to be the same exact fence as everybody else in this neighborhood, which is a white vinyl picket fence, which is like thousands of dollars.
Yeah, fences are crazy expensive.
They are. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, like where we live is just very strict about it. And it kind of sucks. So now we're fenceless, and Ryan was pissed. We had to like undo everything, clean it all off, roll it back up. I was like, we're taking it back to Lowe's. But yeah, so like that really honestly, like it really depressed me because I was getting so excited about having the dogs, like their own little area just to go to the bathroom so we could skip a walk one of the days, whatever.
Yeah.
I can relax out here and not have my mom guard up all the time. The dogs wouldn't have to sit by the door crying because they want to be with us. It's just a lot. So yeah,
a big adjustment.
kind of sad story, but now we're like,
But now what do we do?
now what do we do? Yeah, so
we'll have the GoFundMe up for Ryan and Kendall's fence.
I know. I'm so tempted to ask
If
the
anybody would like to donate to Ryan and Kendall's fence fund,
please
send us a message.
let me know. I know. I'm like, I thought about it the other day. I was like, maybe if I call our landlord and just be like, hey, this is the deal. Can we sign a few extra years and you'll give us a fence?
For real.
Because I mean, that's a thing, you know?
Yeah, totally.
And they've always allowed dogs here. So I'm like curious on why they wouldn't have a fence.
yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe. I just also don't want to like scare them and be like, can we get a fence? We just moved in.
Yeah. It would be worth the. I still don't know where these are coming from, guys.
I don't even.
They don't disappear when I download it.
Oh my gosh, really?
They don't. No, they're still there. There's another one. I don't know. Dodger just pulled the blind back and pushed his nose up against the window. Hey, what's going on out there?
I bet you Ryan probably just left to go to the DMV or something.
That's funny.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's unfortunate. HOAs are great for a lot of reasons, but then they're also kind of a pain in the ass for a lot of other reasons.
Do you guys have HOA?
We do have an HOA. They're pretty reasonable, but they definitely keep an eye on things. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So,
well, they were like, oh yeah, if you keep your fence up and you just do it, you'll just get fined every day or whatever.
yeah,
And I was like, how much is the fine?
I know.
My idea's over now.
Well, that's too bad.
R.I.P. So what'd they say and do for you? Do you have a story?
So my youngest son decided that he wants to start a trash can cleaning business.
Okay, cool.
So he is doing research and all these things. And oh my gosh. This is a great episode. I
absolutely hope you guys watch it because this is great.
But so he has done all this research and he has a whole list of supplies that he needs. And we already had a pressure washer in the garage, which I actually was unaware of, or I probably would have pressure washed some things that needed to be taken care of outside. But so he was really excited about it. He told me about it. He had talked to Andrew about it. He's really making plans, all these things. And then the other night, I said, if you want to practice pressure washing, the back patio really needs to be done because my kids have painted out there and splattered paint on the concrete, and it's Florida. So after a while, it gets like a green, mossy tinge to it or whatever. And some of our chairs are old, so they've leaked rusty stuff onto the patio. And so he's like, I can do that. I was like, cool. And then he's like, I think I'm going to do it tonight. It's dark outside.
Of course.
And I was like, son, it's kind of dark. You might want to wait till the sun's up. He's like, you know how many lights we have out there? Because we have the string lights that go like all the way around and across the top of the patio. And I was like, I guess. So he goes out to start doing it. And then Andrew goes, hey, he's like, check it out. He's like, it's totally pouring rain. And he's out there pressure washing
In the rain?
torrential downpour, lightning in the distance. He is committed.
And no care. He's just going for it.
Shirtless. I peek out and I'm like, hey, son, how are you doing? Are you good? He's like, yeah. And there's like lightning like behind the trees. And he's working it out. And I was like, I don't know if that pressure washer can get wet, like the actual like motor. Andrew's like, just have him cover it up. So I was like, son, just pull the patio table over. So he pulls the patio table over, tucks the pressure washer under, continued. He pressure washed most of the patio while it was torrential downpour for like an hour and a half, Kendall.
Oh my God.
This was so long. And his hair, his little curls were dripping. But he was focused and he was like, I couldn't get the paint off. What do we got to do to get the paint off? And Andrew's like, we need paint thinner. And he's like in the garage looking for stuff.
Oh, he's like in it to win it.
In it. And so this weekend he pressure washed my back patio, my walkway, my front porch, and the entire driveway.
That's fantastic. I bet it looks wonderful.
It looks fabulous.
Why doesn't he do just a pressure washing like thing?
I think after doing all that, he realized trash cans should probably be where he starts because he kept trading off with Andrew on the driveway.
Are you serious?
squeezing the trigger
For so long.
for hours and hours. And it's just a small one. It's not like an industrial power washer. So it's really small. It takes a long time. And he was like, oh, my forearms hurt so bad. We need to get one with a lock, blah, blah, blah. Like he was really realizing that it takes some effort or whatever. So when he was done, Andrew was like, well, son, and he's like, it looks like you've earned yourself your startup costs for your chemicals and supplies you need for your trash can business. He said he needed only like $60 worth of stuff off of Amazon. So he sent me all the links.
What a little entrepreneur.
Yes. So I was like, get it, son. Also, can we also take care of the paint that didn't come off?
Yeah, like the paint though, but the paint.
We do need to take care of that. So I'll buy the chemicals for that and then you can finish the job.
Yeah.
So,
oh my gosh, what a cool thing.
yeah,
like he can make good money.
I'm excited to see how he does. I hope he doesn't get discouraged when people tell him no, but
I mean, no is no. You can always come back and ask again when their trash cans look like shit. And you guys have such a big neighborhood.
we do. And everybody just got brand new trash cans because they changed like the type of truck that picks them up. So I'm like, honestly, this might be a good time to start it because people have these fresh, beautiful trash cans and they might want to keep them that way. Instead of just being like, I've had this one forever. It's been garbage,
Yeah.
So some people care, some people don't. So
Yeah, that's
my
awesome.
My little entrepreneur
I love that.
pressure washer.
He's so cute.
He's so cute. Rain or shine.
That honestly, what I thought of is like the people that go to the car wash
Yeah.
in the rain.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are we doing?
Totally.
But hey, it does do something.
Yeah,
the car wash does something just like the pressure washer
it was
does.
helping like rinse off the grime that he was pulling up. And
Yeah.
honestly, like it's getting wet already. It's like really just you that's getting wet. And because the outdoor plugs have those little doors on them, he had to feed the plug for the pressure washer in through the doggy door and plug it in inside. So that was nice. So like the plug isn't getting wet
Yeah.
or anything. So it was safe other than the lightning, but there's a
But
lot
it was
of,
in the distance.
there's a lot of taller things that could have got struck. I'm
That
sure
is
he's
true.
Fine.
That is very true.
So yeah.
All right.
Today,
Yeah, today.
I'm excited about this
Me too.
topic because it's so fun to me.
Yeah, yes, because you've been like the podcast queen for, I feel like forever since I've known you.
Yeah, I've been enjoying podcasts for a long time. So today we're going to talk about our favorite podcast.
Yes.
That isn't ours.
Yeah, obviously.
Not this one, guys.
Yeah, what we listen to.
Yeah, so a few more to add to your list. So what are some of your top favorites?
So how I got into podcasting was because of YouTube. I love
Yeah.
YouTube. I love to watch YouTube channels and stuff. Ellen Fisher, she's this vegan in Hawaii that I've followed her for probably 15 years now. So long. Way back before she even had kids, and now she has 5. She was YouTubing and then started a podcast. So that's where I started. I was like, ooh, she started a podcast. I'll have to listen to it. And it's just all about, so at first it was just like her talking about favorite things and stuff. And then she quickly switched into debates. So she does a lot of debate podcasts. Every episode, she picks a very, not racy, but
Controversial a little bit.
yes, very much so topic. And then she has her own views, but she really doesn't say them on there at all. You really don't know what side she's on unless you really know her. And then she has 2 people pretty much sit and debate it out. But it's a very nice debate. It's not like they're screaming at each other or
Yeah.
anything. It's very
She's
tasteful.
like the moderator.
Yes, she's in between kind of moderating. And it's a very cool thing. So she's done so many different types of controversial topics, from homeschooling versus public school to abortions to vegan eating and like non-vegan eating. And obviously she's vegan, so we know her side, but stuff like that. But she'll never be like, oh yeah, I agree with you on this. She'll keep asking questions to get the topic and stuff flowing. So love her podcast.
What's it called?
The Ellen Fisher podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's just her name.
Okay.
Just as is. And then another one I really like, it's more easier to listen to because it's not about really much topic or something, but it's called Reroute. And it's by this couple, Eamon and Beck, who I also found them on YouTube and stuff. And they're a Canadian couple that they just talk about real life. They interview a lot of people, whether they're millionaires of some sort or entrepreneurs or their friends, or they do different topics based on who they're interviewing. And it's just a very easy, they're pretty long. They're like 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
So I usually do those on my really long runs or something, or if I'm in the car going back and forth from work. But I'll do it in chunks. And then they own a tea company, so they talk about like a lot of nutritional things.
Yeah.
And then at the very end of every podcast episode, they pull a card. They started a game, a card game, but it's not like a game. I guess it's more like a they're all about community. So everything about their life
like a
is
conversational
it's a
card
conversational card game. Yeah. So they pull a card, and on each side there's two different questions. One's more very deep and you have to think really hard. The other one's just, what's your favorite topping for your pizza? Just an icebreaker. And it's very cool. So the last 30 minutes, they pull one of their cards and they ask both questions to all three of them. And it's just very
fun.
easy to listen to. I like it. And then the other one I really listen to a lot is called The Fit Vegan. And it's this gentleman who interviews pretty much almost every episode. They're a lot shorter. They're like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
He'll talk about a topic like how to stay on your vegan diet during the seasonal of when everyone's like going out for holiday dinners and stuff like this. And if you go to a party. But he also is a track star and a marathon runner, and he's very into the gym. So he also talks about being on a vegan diet while doing all that athletic lifestyle, which I really like because obviously I try to incorporate as many things as I can to keep up with an active lifestyle and not wither away.
Yeah.
So that's a really cool one that I like. And then a funny one I listen to is the Snooki one from Jersey Shore.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's so funny. It's her and her best friend just chit-chatting, and it's so stupid and easy to listen to.
That's funny.
Yeah, that one I haven't listened to in a while, but it's the Snooki and Joe. I think it's Snooki and Joey or something like that, but it's so random. Those are probably my top 4.
Nice.
Yeah, and I used to listen to a murder podcast, but I finished it and I don't even remember the name of it. This was years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like so into it. I'd park back at my apartment complex and still just listen in my car.
Yeah.
Be like, I have to know what he did. Did he actually do it? Or like what?
Those ones are really good at sucking you in.
It
The
sucks.
true crime podcasts are, some of them are like, oh, what's happening?
Totally. And I could get into the true crime ones, but I listened to a true crime YouTube one.
Yeah.
Bailey Sarian, she's fantastic. She does murder makeup and mystery Mondays.
Oh, I love her.
I love her. And so if she was on a podcast, I would listen to it way more instead of just like on my YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wish she was a podcast.
Bailey, put your stuff on.
Come on now, girl.
podcast
But
form.
me and Ryan, like on long road trips or something, we'll just like put her on and I'll watch her do makeup while Ryan drives, and we'll both be listening to the murder mystery, and I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah, hers is cool because she does, it's a very casual murder mystery, but she does it in a way that still, I don't say this in a bad way, but it's almost kind of gossipy.
Yes.
Like, oh my gosh, did you hear what this
And
guy
we all
did?
love gossip.
And he killed this girl, and then he did, and would you believe that her sister, that's the kind of vibe that it is, but I feel like some of those murder mysteries are scary and they just make you feel icky inside.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like hers are intriguing and interesting, and you still get to hear a crazy story, but minus all of the icky, dramatic, traumatic kind of feelings that you can sometimes get from some of the true crime stuff that just makes you feel sad about the world.
Very true. And she's just a really good speaker.
Yeah, she really is.
She is just like really good with her words.
And she does amazing makeup.
Oh,
also.
girl.
Her
I know.
makeup is so fun.
It's so fun. I
fun.
love watching it. It's so good.
I love that. Speaking of true crime ones,
Yes.
I just came across one recently. I go back and forth with them because I like happy, peppy stuff that makes me laugh. And a lot of those get really serious and intense.
Yeah.
And I feel like,
They also make me very anxious. I start like,
or you start thinking about terrible things. I was like, I want to think about good, happy things. So I don't listen to them a lot, but sometimes there'll be ones that suck me in. But a recent one I found, it's called Blink, that was about this guy that was a heroin addict, but he ended up getting this disease that basically put him, they call it locked in, where your body isn't functioning and your eyes are locked in one direction.
but you can still see.
But you can still see, but they thought he couldn't comprehend or understand it, and that he wasn't awake inside, but he was the entire time.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And he ended up like on hospice, and all this crazy stuff happens. I started it when they had just started releasing episodes, so I had to wait every single week for them to release
that's the
a
worst,
new one.
is waiting.
But now there's 9 or 10 out, and pretty much the whole story is. But it is one of the most interesting. It's like medical miracle, almost true crime.
Is he the person that does it? I mean, obviously.
Yes, him, and then this other girl that's
Oh
lived in
my
his building, or his friend or
God.
something. I don't know. It's very intriguing. They
What
have
a trip.
doctors on there. They talk to family members, different perspectives, different insights. It's very well done. It's very interesting. And his story is just crazy town. It's stuff you never hear about. So that's a
That's
new
a
one.
scary one.
Yeah, that's a new one that I was like, oh my gosh, I love things that I've never heard about before. I've never heard anybody experience this or come through this or things like that. So that one's really cool. It's called Blink. My top two that I've listened to for, I can't even remember how long, are Criminal, which is, when I first started listening to that podcast, I was like, oh, is this going to all be about like true crime? People did this, that, all these terrible things. But the thing I love about Criminal is it's a very wide genre of people that they talk to. So they do fun episodes where they talk to people who were professional streakers who would get arrested all the time for
But they get
streaking
big
at
money to do
big
it.
events, but that they also got paid to do it and different things like that, or somebody who had stolen a plane in the 70s and how air travel and security has changed and different things like that. Like, she takes it to such a different level. She does historical stories, but they're so well done, so well put together. The woman who does it is named Phoebe Judge, who has a very interesting, magical voice that's so specific, but it's really nice to listen to, which I love. So she does that one, but the other one I really love that she does also is called This Is Love, where some of it is love stories. A lot of it is just stories about people who have dedicated their lives to something, like
An object or activity, or
yeah, they're a Antarctica diver or something where they're doing crazy stuff in their fields, or they've accomplished something amazing, or people that have dedicated their lives to breeding snails and finding the most rare snail in the world. Like just different things where it's people that are passionate about what they do and love
that's super cool.
something in their field or genre or whatever that I think is so interesting. So Criminal and This Is Love, both by Phoebe Judge, that are just some of my favorites. And then one of my go-tos when I just want to relax, I'm in the car, I just want to have a good time, is actually a podcast that's created off of a radio show that I think is in Seattle or Washington. I don't know. Maybe Oregon, the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
But it's called Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning. And they literally take all those little clips you would hear in the morning on a radio show. They take all their clips from in between music and put them all in one podcast. So they have goofy games they do, they have prank phone calls, they have second date updates, just it's all kind of goofy stuff. They have crazy headlines that they share, and it's a fun dynamic. There's 3 or 4 of them that are the hosts that do all sorts of random stuff like that. But that's like my nice,
Like easy go-to.
easy go-to that it's nice because they release an episode every day of the weekday. So they do 5 episodes a week.
Dang.
Yeah, and they're like almost an hour long.
Holy moly.
So that's really nice because when I'm waiting for my other podcasts to come out, then it's nice to go listen to theirs. And then one of the most random ones I've ever listened to, but I thought was such an interesting concept, and they did so good at it. It's called Everything's Alive.
Ooh.
They do episodes where basically it reminds me of a creative writing prompt. Pretend you're a can of generic soda and write us your perspective of your life from the perspective of a generic can of soda. So this is an actual one of their episodes.
Oh my God.
But what's amazing is they have voice actors that come in and they interview them like they're the can of soda. And so it'll be like, yeah, and this one time he put me in the ice chest and we got to go to the beach. And it was amazing. I sat on the beach chair all day, but he never opened me up. I just ended up back in there. And then I ended up in the back of the fridge for 3 years. Like, it's
Oh
this
my gosh.
whole... It's really random, so weird.
I love it.
But it is so funny. There's a whole episode where like he interviews 2 rats that are like married and they're sassy to each other and they have personalities. Or there's one
So creative.
where it's like it's the Sharpie. He's interviewing the Sharpie, or it's all inanimate objects pretty much, or things that can't talk or have personalities. But it's called Everything's Alive.
That reminds me of Sausage Party.
Kind of.
Like the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like where the hot dog buns and the hot dogs leave the store. They're like, we're making it to the great unknown or whatever. And they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know it was this terrible. They're going to kill me. You know, like it's so funny.
Yeah, it was really funny. And I'm like, this is such a crazy random idea, but they've done it so well and it's very well written. It doesn't feel stupid. I'll be honest. You get invested
For sure.
in their stories like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? Is anybody ever gonna drink him? Is this gonna be a death story where he's like, and then, you know what I mean?
Then they cracked me open.
And then that was it. So anyways, that's one of the most random ones I've ever listened to.
Which one's that one again? This is Alive?
Everything is alive.
Is alive.
Yeah.
That sounds really fun. I think I would like that one a lot.
Yeah. It's so good.
And it's so
good.
creative. And you think like, where does your head go to create or think of something like that?
Oh, when I heard about it, I think I heard about it from a different podcast. Like, you know how they promote other podcasts at the end of podcasts sometimes?
Yeah.
And I heard about it from another podcast and I looked it up and I listened to a couple episodes and I was like, I really love this.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
So good.
Like, it's not teaching me anything. But the creativity of it, I love, because anything that's outside the box creative wise makes me happy. So that one was really interesting. And one of the first podcasts I ever started listening to regularly, one of my favorite all time that I've listened to for 10 years is Happier with Gretchen Rubin.
Gotcha.
Where she does lots of really great tips, tricks, practical stuff, everyday life things about being happier, living happier.
And I love that because it's so positive.
It is. And it's all very practical stuff that I'm feeling super unmotivated. I'll listen to her podcast just to get some very small idea to do one simple task that's going to make me feel productive or happy or accomplished. And it amazes me because so many times I've listened to her thinking like, oh, I'm going to do that. And then I do it. And it might not even be something that's a habit or that you do all the time. Something you just do once and then I do it. And then that thing leads to other things I needed to get done and makes me more productive. She's great at being a catalyst for just do something small and then see what happens. And it really is true.
Yeah.
You do one little thing and then the next thing you know, you've reorganized your garage and it looks nice again.
A little podcast.
Yeah, I'll just from one little
snippet
call your dentist and schedule that cleaning you've been putting off kind of thing.
Seriously,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Who wants to make appointments on the phone? I definitely do not. I need that motivation.
Exactly.
Oh, that's so true. But yeah, I like that one. I should start listening to that because I really do like Gretchen Rubin.
Yeah. And hers are nice because they're standalone episodes where you can listen to just one episode. So you can scroll through and it'll be like Mother's Day ideas or gift giving or goal setting or whatever you really want to hear about.
Yeah.
You can just go to that episode and get a lot of information instead of having to listen through a bunch of stuff to get caught up on
Which is
anything.
great because you don't have to be like waiting and being like, okay, what did the last episode end with? Oh, yeah. Okay, now. Honestly, she reminds me of Martha Stewart.
Yeah. In a more, I feel like in a little more clerical kind of, she is very creative and whimsical and fun, but she's also a little more on like the choleric side of things where she's very list and plans and things like that, which I needed in my life because that's not who I am. The good thing too, she has, I think, hundreds of episodes.
That's awesome.
It's her and her sister that do them. But they've been doing that podcast, I think they're over 10 years.
That's awesome.
And I'm pretty sure they're over 200 episodes or more easily.
That's wild.
Because I think they put one out every single week. So they might be close to 500.
A lot.
Yeah.
No, they probably have to be if it's...
For 10 years. Like, they're really good. I'm so amazed with all the hundreds of episodes they've done. They're constantly putting out
more
new,
and
more
fresh.
interesting.
Yeah.
And they're really great too because a lot of their listeners will share ideas too. So they'll share ideas from all over the place.
That's cool.
And you get ideas from all sorts of people and people come up with the best ideas. It's really, it's a really good one. It's one of my favorites. So
that is a good one. I need to get on her train.
Yeah. Jump on the happiness train.
Yeah. Always want to. Choo choo.
Choo choo. We love a good train, guys.
Which so cute. The other day we were at the dollar store and I was going down the aisle of the toys and Maverick saw like this big rig, like a huge long one. And he's like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And he goes, choo choo. And I was like, baby, that's not a train, but that was so good.
Oh, that's
that was
cute.
so cute. I know. I was like, oh,
I
so
love
sweet.
it.
I know. He's so funny.
That's sweet. What's on the cooking train this week?
Well, we're going to be eating everything out of the fridge because we'll be leaving on Thursday.
Nice.
So that's usually what we do. And then,
oh, speaking of eating everything out of the fridge, I heard this tip the other day.
Bring it.
You can get on ChatGPT and tell them, these are the items I have in my fridge. Give me a recipe only using these items.
That is such a good idea.
And I was like, oh my gosh, that is brilliant.
Such a good idea.
Yeah, I heard that and I was like, I'm going to try this. Also I think you can do it also on allrecipes.com. There's a section where you can put in ingredients that you have and it'll bring up recipes that have those ingredients. I think they also have other ingredients mixed in too. But if you're like, I have tofu and beans and
You're like at a standstill and you don't know what to do.
Yeah, and you don't know what to do. You can put that in and it'll give you some ideas and maybe inspire something. But the chat one, I was like, that's really nice to be like, only give me recipes with this.
Yeah. There was this cooking show I used to watch. I forget what it was called, but his name was Frankie. And he would, at the end of his episode, because he would do 3 or 4 different things for cooking. And at the end, he'd be like, okay, I had a caller or a person email me or message me or call in about, hey, I only have cabbage, sweet peas, leftover Chinese food, and flour sitting in my fridge. What can I do with it? So like at the end of every episode, he would have that random stuff left over or whatever, and then he would make something from it and then rate it.
Oh.
It was really cool.
That is cool.
I really liked it. I wish he'd come back with more, but I forget the name.
My kids watched one for a long time where it was called like Broke and Cooking or something, where the guy would use like super inexpensive ingredients. He would use leftover sauce packets from takeouts.
Oh yeah, that's probably the same guy.
And things like that.
Yeah.
He had a whole takeout stash bin that had all the extra takeout packets.
Genius.
Soy sauce, ketchup, mustard, all the things that you just get for free so you don't have to buy other stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was the same guy.
I'm pretty sure it is because he would go to his drawer and he'd be like, free.
Yeah.
He's really cool. And I forget, it's Broke or something, but his name's Frankie and I follow him on Instagram. But he's really cool. Love the whole leftover thing. But this week, I am trying to figure out what we will be taking into the parks at Disney.
Oh, because can you take food in?
Yeah, you can take whatever you want.
Oh, that's nice.
Obviously not booze, but we sneak it in anyway. So,
Gatorade.
yeah, literally. Our water, don't drink it, Mavi. It's vodka. But, because, Magic Kingdom's the only one that doesn't serve booze unless you're in a restaurant. They don't just have little places you can go and just grab whatever. There's no bars. That's the one we honestly always just take it into anyway. But we'd said that this trip, instead of going, because we would just like book a brunch spot, a lunch spot, and then do dinner wherever.
Yeah.
We would spend so much money.
Oh, I bet.
So much money. But it was such a good time. And now we have Mav, who we also have to pay for. So I'm like, oh gosh, it's a lot. We're like, let's just pack everything for lunches and snacks. And if we want to get something, we can. We also don't know how long we're going to last too with Mav.
Or how long he's going to last.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're like, let's just pack everything and put it in an ice chest and put it in the stroller and we'll just do that. So I've been trying to figure out sandwiches, or I want to do a mac salad. Obviously,
chicken salad is nice.
Something like that. Yeah, definitely. Hard-boiled eggs. Hummus, of course, salsa. I'm like trying to just think of all these random little snack things that we can just grab and go. And then I'm like, maybe we'll just do little bento boxes of, I don't know. I was like trying to Pinterest stuff. Because everything I put, Disney pack lunches or pack whatever, it's always for kids.
Yeah.
Which is fine. We do love a good PB&J Uncrustable or whatever, which we talked about this morning. We were like, we should just bring Uncrustable. It's so easy. They defrost throughout the day. It's like
so
not a big
true.
deal. But Maverick doesn't like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Oh.
I know.
Bougie man.
I know. I'm like, what are we going to do?
Bougie boy.
So I've been trying to come up with ideas of what to make. I think I'm going to make Ryan the whole thing of Spam musubi, and he can just grab it and go when he wants for snacks.
Yeah.
And then some type of pasta salad or couscous salad. Something with substance with carbs that'll try to keep us full of it. Nuts and seeds and cheeses and I don't know. I'm about to just pull an ice chest behind me the whole day at Disney.
Little one with the wheels. Get one of the rolly ice chests. I feel like anything you can just hold in your hand.
Yeah.
How many days are you going to be at the park?
At the park. So we go on Thursday. We're staying in Thursday. And then Friday, we're doing Magic Kingdom. Saturday, we're hanging out the pool. And then we're doing Maverick's birthday dinner that night at the Rainforest Cafe.
Ooh, fancy.
Yes, we're going to do that Saturday. Then Sunday, which is Mother's Day.
Aww.
I know. I'm like, I don't know if you have any plans. We have no plans. We're probably
I
just
never
going to
have plans for Mother's Day. It's called do nothing.
Exactly.
Cook nothing. Clean nothing.
Yes. Do what
I
you
like
want
a good
to do.
nothing Mother's Day. Maybe lay on the beach and do nothing.
Sunday, I don't know what we're going to do. We're probably just still going to hang by the pool or just be easy.
Yeah.
And then Monday, we're doing another park. We're doing Epcot all day Monday. And then
fun.
Tuesday, we're going to try and do 2 parks in one day, which we've never done. But we're going to do Hollywood and Animal Kingdom.
Oh, nice.
So 3 full days.
Holy cow.
I need a lot of food.
You do need a lot of food.
And then we come home
I
Wednesday.
feel like wraps and sandwiches and some little homemade, basically Lunchables would probably be good.
Yeah.
Because...
And it's easy. And then we can go out to dinner.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. Because we saved a good amount for us to go out, or if we want to buy something for us or for him or whatever. So dinners will be easy, or we can just cook because we have a 2-bedroom condo with a full kitchen. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So we could also just cook as well. But yeah, it'll be lovely. I'm really excited about it.
That's fun. You guys are going to have such a good time.
Yeah, I know. And Mav is fully obsessed with certain things like dinosaurs, loves cars right now, trucks. And he loves, this sounds weird, but his Buzz Lightyear gun that he has is obsessed with it. So I know he's going to freak out when he sees the Toy Story stuff and things like that. He's just going to be so overstimulated and what's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? He's just going to want to run. Fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be exhausted.
I know. You guys are gonna wear your good running shoes.
Thank God there's 2 of us. I know, right? Pack the running shoes now.
Maybe a leash. I don't know.
I know. I have thought about it, but we never thought we'd be those people. But he's really freaking quick.
I've considered it a few times with some of my kids. I'm like, we could just tie them to the cart just to make sure they don't kill themselves.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
For our safety, we put an Apple AirTag on him.
Nice.
Just in case. One on the stroller and one on him.
I like it.
God forbid anything happens.
Yeah.
But I think we'll be pretty good unless, I don't know what happens. But
yeah. I had a friend who used to write her phone number on her kid's forearm in Sharpie in case they got lost.
God.
Because I'm going to be honest, if I found a kid
that
was alone or looking for their mom and they had a huge ass phone number Sharpied on their arm, I am 100% calling that number. Even if it's a joke, and it's some ridiculous recording, I'm going to call, and I'm going to leave a message if they don't answer.
And I'm texting them 14 times.
So
we used to have those ID bracelets when we were kids, those metal ones.
Oh, nice.
Really nice chain. And then there was the flat ID part, and it would be little bears or, I don't know, balloons or something. And then you could flip it, and it would say our name and our address and our parents' phone numbers.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, we had those for a really long time. They were cute.
That is cute.
Yeah.
They probably had trackers in them and you didn't know.
Probably.
Your parents were good.
Yeah, they were. They were fantastic. They trusted us, man. But
I love that.
What are you cooking this week, or what is your plan to?
My plan this week, I don't know. I've been doing a lot of crock pot stuff just because it's easy.
Love it.
But I think I might do some yummy salads this week.
Nice.
I've really been thinking about the Cafe Rio salad that I made a while ago with the yummy sweet pork. I just want to do that again.
And the pork is a crock pot, right? Is that
it
just like throwing
yeah,
meat
then I
and
can throw it in the morning and it'll be good to go. And then I can just make the salad stuff that night. It starts to get warm outside. I just want to eat salads and things like that. I might do a chicken salad sandwiches one night because that's super yummy. So I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I need to go to the grocery store.
Oh, we do too.
In the midst of all the things.
I'm like, yes, we do too. But I'm not going. We're not going. We're finishing what's in the fridge.
That's smart.
Every time we do go to Disney, if there's avocados or sweet potatoes or bananas or tomatoes or eggs or anything, literally I'll just pack it with us and take it with us. Because why not?
Yeah. Or you throw it in the freezer.
Yeah, that's true too.
You can throw in the freezer. They can go in smoothies later. So
that's very true. Yeah.
Well, guys, share some of your favorite podcasts with us. I'm always looking for new ones.
Yeah, I am too. I find just really weird ones, I feel like, every time I Google them.
Yeah.
Or search. I'm like, what am I listening to? But yeah, I want some good ones.
Yeah. I have some other good ones that maybe I'll share on some of our social media stuff. We'll put a master list out of some of our favorites over the years. There's some that are ongoing and then some that are just one-time things. So yeah, let us know what your favorites are. Are you guys listening to the same ones we are? I'm so curious.
I know. Could you imagine? They're like, oh my gosh, I know exactly who that is.
Yeah, I'm so curious. I know my husband listens to completely different ones.
Oh, so does Ryan. Not even close.
Which is fun because everybody listens to what they want.
Yeah.
So yeah. Let us know. Enjoy your trip.
Thanks, girl.
Say hi to Mickey and Minnie for me.
Oh, I will. I know. I hope he's not scared of them this year. Last year, he cried at every sight of a character. And I'm like,
I feel like he might be better.
I think he will be. I think he'll be like cautious, but he was full on screaming, crying. And I was like, oh my God. My child hates Genie from Aladdin. How do you hate him?
That was pretty intense.
And he was huge. He was massive. It was great.
So funny.
Yeah, guys, let us know. We love you all.
Okay, bye-bye. Have a great week. And that, party people, wraps up another delightful episode of Parties to Playdates.
We hope you're leaving with a smile, a story, and maybe a tip or two.
Remember, life's journey is better shared with a friend.
And we're so grateful to be part of yours.
If you enjoyed today's chat, don't forget to rate and subscribe to our show.
Your support keeps our community growing and our stories flowing. We want to hear from you. Please send us your thoughts, ideas, and questions to partiestoplaydates@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Parties to Playdates.
Until next time, keep embracing the chaos and finding the joy.
Take care and stay connected, party people.
Bye for now, and don't forget to laugh a little extra today.
Bye.